can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake? Ooh, you lost 2 cases to me now. Not 1, but 2. December 30th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Teehee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! How fabulous. My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that... So what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. It's not that. That isn't right, my sweeties. Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. I don't know, something's up with this lady. I don't know, man. She just seems very manipulative and just, Gina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in Lego limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to ya, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Ha, 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 ha. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my, thanks. So how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful, he's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the typewriter is, I'm already used to it. This means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you gonna do then, Nick? I guess today we'll have to just do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we'll rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I wanted you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. Maybe old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. I don't really like this either. Like, why are you gonna ruin that for her? You become a star still? Huh? December 30th, 10 a.m. The District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma. You may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order. Order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation that prosecution will present if need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene, on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say time to walk the courtroom tightrope. I'm so dead. Excuse me. Why does he got birds just around him like this? Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look in the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. What I witnessed. Bing, 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 bing. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. Every time. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. So you didn't see his face. You didn't know. No. The witness testimony matches exactly with the clown. If that's the case, there's very little prosecution needed. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Ooh! Tell her! Tell her! Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yeah, use your own fucking words. What I witnessed. Alright. Let's see what he says again. It was just after 10 p.m. I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by the window. It was Mac. I only saw him from behind. This is the one I'm pressing. Ugh. The one that bothered me earlier. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety light lit things up enough for me to see, but honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white rose on the front. No one brought up the white rose though. Did you see the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. Maybe there was something fishy about his latest bit of testimony. Was there something fishy though? You know, I always just say there's a contradiction even if there's not, and if it doesn't, you know, work, then it doesn't work. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. Ooh, is there? If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see the evidence. Oh, the hat! The hat! You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by it? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by the window. But why do I have the hat then? Well, you should have tried looking down out your window that night. Ooh, it's on my game. It's on my game. There we go. It would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Ooh. Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their big mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this... Is it grudge against Max? No, he doesn't. Echo was dreaming. Echo's the real culprit. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus may have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's heart and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by the theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. He is staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. Oh, that whip again. See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro was unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Hi, Kai. I was about to say something, but I'm gonna go to sleep. What do you mean you're about to say something? What up, Smurf? I don't think he did. He didn't have one. How was your weekend? How are we feeling? How's everything? Not too bad. Making progress in this case right now. As far as my real life, doing great. Kind of, you know, we're doing our best. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. I said he didn't. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? Yeah, his name is Mr. Dingling, not Dingaling. No, Dingling. Not Mr. Dingling can't stand up. No, Dingling. There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order! Order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Could be better at playing, a bit drained mentally. Sounds like you need a vacation. That's crazy. Hey, stop it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd rather like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? Wait, when the crime was committed? Here? He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? Not what say you. No response? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible. Yes, that's it. Yeah, you need a vacation. Probably can't get one for a while the way the job's going. I mean, the holidays are coming up, you know? Mr. Wright. You got sick time? Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there was no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Dude, I think there's like a type of wires or something though, right? Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of legal buffet. Be careful, Nick, if you mess up here. She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this some serious thought. God, I hate that I'm in this mess right now. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us on how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Right. What kind of evidence do I even got right now? It's not this bottle. Objection! Goopy! What up, Fox? I gotta use my brain right now, and I'm kind of, you know, the statue still disappeared, and I don't know where it's at. We're low staffed, and while my star manager is going on vacation for 3 weeks, the boss is gonna be there, and they're all depending on me to keep that shit together because assistant manager doesn't know a damn thing. No! No, 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 you're not getting paid for that job. No. 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 So, big dog, how we doing? We having a brain blast, or the brain? Where's the brain blasted? You know, I was cooking, and then right now I don't know what to present as evidence. I'm thinking. My brain is thinking. My brain is thinking. How Mr. Dingling committed the crime. How did he commit the crime? It has to be this, right? It has to be this one? Because it disappeared. That's the only thing I can think of. His name is Mr. Dingling. Yes. Yes, I know. I know. Not Dingling. Dingling, okay? I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder? Close enough. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. Not both you guys having the same brain right there. Whatever, Smurf. The bust is quite a large bust, and because it is life size, it's also very, very heavy. Oh my god, I get it now. I get it. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a 3rd-story window. Ah! See, this is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster with the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order! Order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. You guys didn't find the weapon, the murder weapon, right? Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. He dropped it, Dan. Well, Acro's an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't run away from things. Ow! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is a matter of this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On karma. So he's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't I see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. I'll almost sink to any low to win a case. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I already know I'm going to keep the store in check. I'm not going to get any credit for it, but if something happens, they'll blame me. Leave. Get a new job. Fuck that place. Oh, no, you don't gotta apologize for the rant. I was trying to lurk and fall asleep, but that's all I heard. Hi KJ. I'm so dead. Say you like whips. Alright, Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat. Oh, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. Made up, that makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would have been unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him. Don't you think? I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no doubts in regards to the witness testimony. You never have any doubts, sir. You believe everything. I don't know how you're a judge. If it was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look, not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head, a single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? Dude, the box, though. The box. I'd like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't even let her get to me. I've got to focus. All right. All right, his physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force in my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location. This is it, right here. Where's the box? Where's that box? You just had to find the box. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. You're silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment the ringmaster lifted this wooden box, which means that the answer to all the questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there'd be no way that could miss the head of the victim. No. Okay, my question though is, if the ringmaster had Max's jacket on, how did it get on the bust? I don't know, dude. Order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. And there's only one way to go from there. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright! Ow! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was especially made. Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature. Oh, was it the weight? It was like heavy, right? One moment. Yeah, 20 pounds. 20 pounds. Weight. The box has a remarkable weight. According to the court records, it weighs 20 pounds. Just as little as wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. You would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! You fool! This guy seems so unbothered still. Are we not right? Dang. Well, it is only almost 10. Doesn't even bother to listen to me anymore. I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place the wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? To the cafeteria. Of course I remember, it was on top of the table of the cafeteria. What happened to it? I can remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means you understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria room? The monkey! The monkey! Monkey! You see, Mr. Phoenix, right? Explain that. It's the monkey. Don't forget you said there was no accomplice. That. I mean, I guess. Tell us exactly how the witness could have carried the bus in the cafeteria. But there's no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. It's the monkey. It's the monkey. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bus? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey just stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Oh, home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bus was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometime and read the court records. Hi, Jean. Thanks for the resub, 10 months. I appreciate you. How was your weekend? My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Dummy. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. It was good. Nice to hear. Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma, where's the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. When you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? That's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought it was one of them. Anyways, I think we may have proven one critical fact. Namely, that it's entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron. Dang, there's so many insults. It's okay, I insult her back after, you know? Mr. Wright's argument was so circular. I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by the fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? And what is that? You should know. You forgot that the fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. It's my chance to turn the trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? The bust. The bust. The bust. He saw Max's... Ow! I asked who was the other person Mo saw at the scene. The evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Oh, I love this song. It's my favorite song. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off the cards in the bus's hands. Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bus? It doesn't matter who put it on the bus. Just wait a minute now. Mr. Wright, who put the cloak on the bus? That question is the utmost importance in this case. Don't you agree? Toy, he caught me. Oh, it was definitely the ringmaster then, right? Fool! Him? You were saying it was the victim himself? Russellberry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Akro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached the rope to the bust and dangled the bust onto his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house, but none other than ventriloquist and his puppet. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Akro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. You wait just a second there, Mr. Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That's actually crazy. The impact also caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked up out of the window, the cloak had already snagged into the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Akro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised and the cloak dangling on it, primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. Ooh. Dude, why didn't Mo look up though? I would have looked. I would have been like, hello? That's how the magical murder disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Akro, it could have only been you. He still seems so unfazed. Oh no, Akro's playing mind games with all of us. He sure has, but he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. This bitch. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? Contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to... The only thing was the hat, because it did come off. The problem is Mac's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, and the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus. Makes sense if you look at it that way. Then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you got one. But what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there was no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instance with the cloak snagging to the bust. Ooh, backwards. If the cloak snagged to the bust, what happened to the white roses? Covered. Can't see it. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged to the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. I don't think he meant to kill the ringmaster. I think he meant to kill Regina. Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep getting down to the road while we see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick, and maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. She's gonna ask for motive. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did. If there's something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'd understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible depth of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Again, it's not on purpose. He meant to kill Regina. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Accident! Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up till now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster. Akro's motive. I know it already. Seems this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. Yes. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. We will also be taking a break. To be continued. Alright, December 30th, 2:17 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Dang, we're in there for quite some time. I can't believe it. Akro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus. Am I that hated? Akro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst, psst, cough. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal. You gonna ignore me after all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Ho, ho, ho. Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. Huh? Oh, this was yesterday in Akro's room. Yep, but I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Well, Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma doesn't seem to be in control of things just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What do you mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah, don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The receptionist Area looks like it's some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink all of it before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? November 30th, 2:27 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Akro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Akro would have committed this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get the motive. Wait, Nick, you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. Gulp. Ooh, excuse me. Witness testimony about the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. All right. I don't feel I need to cross-examine that. Like, why would I cross-examine that? Such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Akro would kill the man he had such high esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real reason for cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Akro kill the ringmaster? It's not on purpose. No need. What's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into a bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know. Can you provide an explanation as to why Akro would want the ringmaster dead? Well, if I just say... Okay, hold on. Like, would it be enough if I just present Regina as evidence or no? What do we think? No, he doesn't want the ringmaster dead. So I can't provide evidence. I can't. Your Honor, the reason that Akro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Akro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools are so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yeah, sounds about right. The end of things. Akro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness' murderous plot was not the ringmaster. It was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? This man is so calm, cool, and collected, by the way. Order! Order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in his court? Are you attempting to imply that Akro was trying to kill someone else? Yeah. This girlie right here. Regina Berry? This is the young girl and the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Akro? You were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say you're wrong. That's it. That's it. Huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Ow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. All right, give me the berry. I want to... Or the berry. The note. I want to know why Akro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence. Say less. Say less. Akro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside of the ringmaster's tailcoat. inside the victim's tailcoat. Acro wrote this note to it's ironically entitled "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just a little problem. Acro did indeed place this note in someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. Do you mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for, none other than Regina Berry. Order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. Is the truth, Your Honor? It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Echo gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of the window to see who it actually was. I got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bus fly. Ooh! Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. Hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolishly tomfoolery. You're so foolish you've even made it sound like a foolery hard fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What'd you just say? Oh, I love proving her wrong. The ringmaster knew what that note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show the court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has to start with what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know, I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Bluffing? I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about 6 months ago was actually... What is the conclusive evidence, though? Oh, the pepper. Achoo. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the size of evidence you asked for. That was what was in the box. What do you mean? Recall the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? It's a bat? It has to be bat, right? Who is this? That's Echo's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead? Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. That's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked to Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tame animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So what happened to Agro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? I don't think it was an accident. It was grinning. No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think that what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It's more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix, right? There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina's responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Where's that scarf? That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? Oh, the birds are gone. That's right. And who is the one that gave that scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. Hey, Kiana. Yes? There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You did a good job fingering a criminal. I didn't like that sentence and that I read it aloud. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Was there a crime in that? It doesn't like the judge doesn't seem to get it. Mr. Phoenix, right? Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and looked like it was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. My leg. In reality, he was actually... all he actually did was sneeze. Sorry. No. Yeah, that's a lion. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! Yeah, that lion, like, made the kid brain dead. You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? Yeah. I said it. You really intend to say that this is how the joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to the accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with such respect it deserves. Are you telling me that's what I said was true? Ah, girl. You can't mean. Witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright. Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would the problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster. Where's the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Do we request to search the room? I don't think so. I don't... Hold on. This is the last step to get this right. Let's see case one. See how things work out first. Request to search his room. I think this is the end, though. I don't think we have enough time to see. Because I feel like Von Karma already looked in the room. So... Might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't we going to search his room? Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the truth meaning of Von Karma. Total justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You leave no stone unturned. Why are you hitting me still? A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What'd you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in the room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bus was not in the room. Why is she whipping again? I don't get it. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bus wasn't in my room. That doesn't mean anything. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about this. Yeah, I don't like this. Looks like you lack the final nail to put in my coffin. Not so racially motivated. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about the Mr. Right? No offense, but the only evidence that's relevant here is that what pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now? Where is the bust now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do. I don't know. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. I don't know, man. Thank you for your support. Yuck. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings us to an end of the cross-examination of this witness. Did I lose? Yeah, hold it! Where's Max's bus? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Bit my tongue. What? Me need time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acros lived his life until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. She always saves the case. I'm so thankful for her. Very well. The defense may proceed. Not what in the racial caricature is going on here. I'm so dead. He doesn't have a clue. I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Dude, is it on him? You know, people be hiding shit underneath like their blanket that like covers their legs and shit. Zinkerson, the only way through is forward. Like, is the bus still on him? How big is the bus? Not getting pizza. I'm dead. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bus now? Somewhere in the lodging house? Somewhere big top. It's in the courtroom. It's in the courtroom. It's in the courtroom. It's in the courtroom. It's obvious. The bus is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bus once and for all. The witness stand, right? Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if we take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. You gaslighting me? Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under the blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. Yeah! Stop hitting me! You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them. Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away in the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know? But the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake? Ooh, you lost 2 cases to me now, bitch. Not 1, but 2. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. Seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for the crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when he decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all this as well? No, that's not what I mean. Oh, look at the tears. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. That's been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. Yes, you are. I can't believe it. You beat me again. Yes, I did. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. Let's go. Yeah. Oh shit, it's not even 11 yet. This court is adjourned. This happened last time, we finished like pretty early. December 30th, 4:27 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 5. Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, Bat, not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max. 1,000,000 of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Uh-huh. She's been like this for a while now. Hi, Tauntaun. Well, I love these games. I've been playing the first one today. I'm having a lot of fun. The journey, these cases are actually kind of crazy, you know? It's all my fault. Sweetie pie. Bad and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro, is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I mean, I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yeah. Acro doesn't have any more desire for revenge. That's true. Then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. I don't know. Do we just put his brother? I don't know. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But that's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. Now that Acro's been caught. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next about as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. Until then he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. Hi, JT. The best circus the world's ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay! I can't wait. And I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? Huh? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick! It seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Okay, bro. I see what made the case. What's going on here? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. Who are we talking to? If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. He's talking. He has to be talking to Miles. Mr. Edgy Boy. You mean Mr. Right. Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. Where you going? As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Look at him! Look at him! I knew he wasn't dead. Y'all tried to lie to me. No. No, 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 no. Crazy. Unbelievable. Oh, we're gonna start the last case next week. We'll be done with this game. Save. A save. I kind of want to see a little teaser. I was like, what is that noise? The hero of heroes. Jammin' Ninja. Captain Sapien. Are ready to win. What is happening? Hope Lady Luck is with us and our heroes tonight. Like Samurai, Steel Samurai, but like not. There's so many Grand Prix. It's me. Oh. What's going on here? What's going on here? Who just cut the moon in half? It's Steel Samurai! This fantastic warrior. Oh, sorry, the Nickel Samurai. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Ugh. What do we do for the rest of the night? I don't want to start this case. I really don't. No, 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 no.